could give myself one piece of advice, it would be this. Never argue with a prospect's past decisions. You won't win because you're not fighting logic. You're fighting the sunk cost trap. And the sunk cost trap is undefeated unless you know how to break it. So let me show you. What sunk cost really is people don't hold on to bad decisions because they love them. They hold on to bad decisions because they already paid for them. With time, pride, research, or emotion, or money, the more they've invested, the harder it feels for them to walk away. That's why you're losing deals you should win. Not because your offer isn't better, but because their ego is already attached to the old one. Let me tell you a little story. Paint the whole picture here. So Saturday morning, sunny outside. Your neighbor, he walks into his backyard with a tape measure, a YouTube tutorial loaded on his phone, and a level he bought just for this occasion. He announces to the world and to his wife, I'm gonna build us a deck. Should be done by the end of Sunday. He's confident, he's excited, he's committed. Fast forward 4 hours, he's sweating through his shirt. His measurements don't line up completely. The boards are a little crooked. The frame looks like it survived a minor earthquake, but he's already bought the wood. He's already put in some hours. And he's already told his wife that it would be done. He can't quit now. That would mean he wasted all that time, the money, and the pride. You walk outside with a drink and you look at the deck. It's leaning, it's uneven. One side is anchored. The other side looks like it's basically asking Jesus to take the wheel. You gently suggest, bro, maybe you should call a contract. He fires back instantly. No. I've already got half of it done. Might as well just get it finished. But he's not really half done. He's half committed. Every hour he adds makes it harder to admit the truth. He should have stopped hours ago. By Sunday night, the deck looks like it was designed by Tim Burton. He's exhausted. His wife is annoyed. He knows it's bad, but he can't tear it down. Why? Because then he'd have to admit, I wasted this entire weekend and all this money and all this effort. And the wife was right. So he keeps it. He defends it. He pretends it's fine. That's the sunk cost trap. And your prospects live inside that backyard every single day. How does this destroy deals? When you walk into an appointment, you think you're competing with other reps. No, you're competing with their past research, their cousin's expert advice, the quote that they got last year, the installer they almost said yes to, something they already spent the time looking into. They're emotionally involved. And people defend their past selves harder than they defend their kids' school photos. Before you challenge the sunk cost, you've got to release the emotional pressure. How about a little hats off to Chris Voss and his accusations audit. Sometimes these are called objection inoculations if used in the right circumstances. But how about a little old, I know what you're thinking. This guy's about to tell me everything I found online is wrong. He probably just wants to sell me something and switch companies. If I change my mind now, it means that I must have messed up before in my decision. And if I were in your shoes, I'd feel that exact same way. My goal isn't to prove that your past decision was a mistake. It's to help your next decision be the right one. Here's the reframe. You weren't wrong. You were just working with old information. Let me upgrade your information. See, this removes the guilt, it removes the embarrassment, it removes the emotional debt. And once that's gone, logic can finally enter the room. So here's the actionable lesson, the slaying sales maneuver. Use this 4-step sequence in your next appointment. You validate the past effort. You clearly put time into this. Most people don't. You release that guilt. You weren't wrong. You were just early, and you upgrade the frame. Let me show you what's changed since then. Give them a face-saving way out. If the new info confirms your choice, stay with it. If not, I'll help you make the smartest adjustment possible. You're not fighting them, you're freeing them. What the viewer gets when you master the sunk cost trap, prospects become open instead of defensive. You stop losing deals to outdated research. You position yourself as the guide, not the accuser. This is how you slay the emotional debt, holding your prospects hostage. How you win deals so no competitor ever even gets a chance at all.